center, not senator, although maybe I'm projecting and I wish you were in government.
No, no politics, no.
Yeah, I was hoping for the best for all of us, Morgan. Okay, the headline from the Hill newspaper reads, the Democratic National Committee has told the FBI it found evidence its headquarters was bugged. You say bugged isn't the right word here. Why not?
No, because what we're talking, if it's bugged, you would actually have a device inside the office, which would mean physical access, or if I was able to tap their lines, I'd have to have some type of physical access to their office. What this was, and Jenna, we've talked about this before, this is a device very similar to what law enforcement uses called Stingray. It's called an IMSI catcher. It stands for International Mobile Subscriber Identification. Your phone has a unique identifier. I just create a fake cell phone tower. It's like what's called a man-in-the-middle attack. Your cell phone thinks that's the tower to connect to. I can then compromise your phone, and when I do that, I can listen to your conversations, send you text messages, or kick you off the network. So it's a very insidious way of monitoring conversations, and it's actually virtually undetectable.
How easy is it to do that? Do you have to be a professional to set something like that up?
No, actually, and unfortunately, I just spoke at a conference on the dark web, and you talk about all the things that are available, not just on the internet, but on this dark web, this community within a community. You can buy stuff like this for about $1,500 and create your own electronic eavesdropping device, so it's not that difficult, and it comes, guess what, with a YouTube video and instructions.
Oh, gosh. I mean, just thinking about that, I want to know more about this conference from the dark web as we take a look at Donald Trump, his plane just landing in North Carolina. You know, we hear these reports. Brian Yennis brought us a great report top of the hour, Morgan, about potential problems come Monday, cyber attacks. Yes. As you pointed out to us yesterday when we were interrupted in our conversation, you know, it would take very little to cause chaos in this country if there are election results, but no one can report them, or no one has definitive results because we're all cut out from the internet. And that goes back to the denial of service attack that we covered a couple weeks ago. So just take a big step back for us. What is the big picture? What do you see are the real risks throughout these conferences about the dark web? What are you seeing about amongst your family and friends that are in the same business about what the probability of this is like?
Well, Jenna, this is so serious. Actually, from the Fox News side, I've been invited up, so I will be at Fox News headquarters on election night monitoring this. And I'm working with the company right now to get some actual threat intelligence. I think that the biggest thing we'll see, the most probable vector of attack is going to be the same kind of distributed denial of service, because it's easy to launch, it's easy to do, it's already been proven, and it can do exactly what you said, what we talked about yesterday. I think the worst thing that can happen is to create chaos, because it's hard to give attribution to exactly who did it. It could be a group of hackers in South America or Russia. But the point about it is if they disrupt the reporting of information, people will imply from that you can't trust the results. Even though not a single vote has been changed, they will say you can't trust the results. And if we thought hanging Chad was a problem in 2000, hanging bits and bytes will even be worse this time around.
We certainly, I mean, hacking is national news because every single day, here we have a WikiLeaks dump. It's already part of the campaign. It's already disrupted, caused a lot of chaos. And there have been those that have debated how much weight it should be given as far as media coverage and how much weight even voters should consider because it's stolen information. Let me just talk about WikiLeaks for a moment. Is there any way that somebody could have gone against WikiLeaks to prevent them from releasing this information? Okay, they stole it, but you know that they're releasing it. So why hasn't anyone been able to prevent them from releasing it if it's a battle on the web?
Well, you know, they've tried that. So they, apparently John Kerry talked with the Ecuadorian embassy and they got his internet access cut off. But again, then you have basically the version of a dead man switch. You have a fail-safe mode that the information can still get out. Look, here's the thing, Jenna, this is not just a 10-room hotel. This is a million-room hotel, which is the internet. And you're trying to find every possible place where you can hide and store information, all the different ways you can get it out. So it's very difficult unless you actually got to Julian Assange and found out from him where all the places you've got information, what are your passwords, how have you encrypted it, things like that. I could set something up and have it launch in a year in case something happened and I didn't put in a password. It would release this batch of information in a year, and there's a very good probability you wouldn't even know it exists.
It's scary. We're seeing Donald Trump's plane arrive. He's going to get out in a moment. But, I mean, what do you say to viewers that are, nervous hearing what you have to say, Morgan?
4 years ago, candidates couldn't spell cyber. Now nobody's really come out with a good, what is your position on cybersecurity, cyber defense? What are our policies around? When does a attack on the United States in cyberspace warrant a response by our armed military forces? So, it is going to be what it is. But for the folks at home, look, most of these folks, it's not really going to affect you. But again, we were talking about this yesterday, Jenna. Most of you folks, it's your devices that are being used to launch these attacks. So for goodness sakes, change your passwords. Make sure your wireless network is encrypted. Don't click on things you shouldn't be clicking. That's the first line of defense right now. It's not DHS. It's not the FBI. It's the folks watching this right now. It's not going to be that bad. It's something we'll get through, but we'll learn a lot of lessons from this. Hopefully, with DHS and the private sector, we're going to be prepared for election night.
I know you have a course out about changing your passwords, and I'm going to make sure that links out on my Twitter account and on my Facebook page as well, so viewers can access it more again. And you know, why not? Why not? Good time to change your password. The clocks are changing. Let's get change your password.
Change your password. I would say change your battery and your smoke detector. Change your password at the same time.
Do it all at the same time. Morgan, thank you very much.